up YouTube? This is Dan the Fix-It Man. Got another quick video here for you. I'm going to show you how to change your outer tie rod end on a 2001 Toyota Avalon. Now this will be the same as the 2000 to 2004 model. You can see is this guy right here. This should not wiggle so freely. This is very loose. This joint here is just completely worn out. Now down here we've got this cotter pin. We can just take that out first. And you never want to reuse these cotter pins. They're very inexpensive. Just throw that away and get a new one. And then we can loosen this nut. This is a 17mm socket, and I'm just using a longer handled socket wrench to break this loose. Now there's lots of specialty tools for removing these types of joints, these tie rod ends. You can use a Pickle Fork, which is just a little tapered forked tool that will you just pound it in here, especially because we're replacing this joint. It really doesn't matter we don't need to worry about protecting that boot. There's also tools that will clamp on here and then have a little rod that will thread down and that will pop this loose as well. Now if you don't have either of those, you can just grab a sledgehammer. Now you're not going to pound this upwards to pound that bolt through. You notice I left the nut on here in case we do need to tap that. We wouldn't mushroom that out or get that stuck. Again, because we're replacing this, I don't have to be very careful. I could just go to town hitting it there. But if you hit it right here on this part, this little part on the knuckle, if you tap that with a sledgehammer, what that'll do is that'll break the taper. It'll jar this loose and you'll be able to just pull it out. Let's see if that'll work. There, we got it. We don't want to bang this up too much or damage it, but you can see that popped loose with just a few hits of the hammer. Alright, so that's completely loose. Now we need to break this lock nut loose. That's a 19mm. Just tap on that a few times. Okay, so you see it's facing down. What we want to do is count the number of turns as we unthread it so that we can match the same number of turns on the new part. That just makes it a little bit easier to line it up so that it's drivable, but you're still going to want to get an alignment after you change this. So let's go ahead and count the revolutions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, there's our part number, ES3306 or T3306 tie rod end. This is from Master Pro. I think this is from O'Reilly, and this comes with a new nut here too. All right, now let's turn this in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 on the money. And you can see this joint, you can hardly move it. It's a lot stiffer, a lot stronger, and that's what we want. We're gonna pull this back, and you just pull on the rotor and line that up. Drop it down. Get our nut started here. Now I'm gonna lock this into place up here first. This is really just locking that adjustment in place. All right, and then we want to torque this down to 36 foot-pounds. Now you may have to bump that a little bit just to make sure that you get this hole lined up with your cotter pin here. And I just like to bend the bottom one down, wrap it around, and cut off the excess. You can see that the new one really a lot stiffer. Can't really move it with just my hand, so that's good. We don't have any excess play there. And you're done. Just like anytime you change anything in your steering or suspension, you should get an alignment. Hope you liked the video. Please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you don't mind. That does help me out. I'll put a link in the description to these replacement tie rod ends and some of the tools used in the video as well. Thanks so much for watching, and good luck.